Under the subject of quality, reliability, and engineering in degree semester 7 mechanical engineering department, today we are going to see the experiment number 6, which is to study about fault tree analysis. So first of all, let's understand what is fault tree analysis. So basically, fault tree analysis or FTA is a systematic and graphical method used in manufacturing to identify the root causes of equipment failures, process breakdowns, and quality issues. It helps engineers and managers to analyze how different faults or human errors combine to cause a major problem such as machine downtime, product defect, or production stoppage. FTA uses logic diagrams like AND or gates to represent the relationship between different failure causes leading to an undesired event of a like machine downtime, product defect, or production stoppage. So, principle of FTA is FTA in a manufacturing follows top-down analytical approach, right? So, when we are constructing the fault tree analysis, these are the steps or you can say principles involved in constructing the FTA. So the first start with the top event such as production line stops or defective product produced, or you can say these are the problems which are called top event. Then determine immediate causes such as machine breakdown, power failure or operator error. Then further decompose these into basic events like component failure, maintenance error or material defect. Now represent relationship using and or logic gates. So basically fault tree analysis uses these symbols. The first symbol is AND gate in which it indicates that all input faults must occur to cause the failure. For example, both motor and control circuit fail. Second one is OR gate. Any of the input faults can cause the failure, means either operator error or material jump. Then basic event. The primary failure such as motor burnout, bearing wear or sensor malfunction. Then the circle is intermediate event, a combination of events leading to another fault, that is machine failure due to multiple causes. Then the undeveloped event, that is a potential fault not analyzed further due to limited data. So let's see how this fault tree analysis or a fault tree diagram looks like. So here we can see the first is incidence, means the problem which is occurring. Then we have applied the logical gate AND gate. Then primary causes are there. OR gates or AND gate is implied here. Event is there. So these are the formation of a FTA. How the one problem we can identify the different causes and establish the relationship between the causes. So this is FTA diagram. Now let's identify what are the steps in implementing FTA. So first define the top event, means the problem which is occurring. For example, machine stops unexpectedly. Second, gather information on system layout, equipment and process flow. Then conduct the fault tree using logical gates to show event relationships. Identify basic causes such as component failure, material defect or human error. Problem qualitative analysis. Determine minimal cut sets, smallest failure combinations. Perform quantitative analysis. Calculate the probability of top event using data from the maintenance records. Then recommend preventive actions such as improve maintenance schedules, sensor monitoring or operator training based on the previous steps. Let's see the application of FTA in different areas, like for example equipment reliability analysis for CNC machine failure, hydraulic press breakdown. Then in production line risk analysis for identifying the bottlenecks and stoppage causes. In quality defect analysis, finding causes for out of specification products. In safety system evaluation, failure of emergency stop mechanism. Then in maintenance optimization, planning predictive and preventive maintenance tasks. So these are the applications of FTA analysis. Now based on this study, the conclusion for this experiment is FTA is a powerful and a systematic tool for identifying, analyzing and preventing failures in manufacturing systems. Or you can say FTA can also be implied in other field as well, because it is not limited to the manufacturing system, but we are taken all the examples related to manufacturing system, that is why it is written for the manufacturing system. So by breaking down a complex problem into logical relationship between possible faults, FTA helps engineers and managers understand how these different factors such as equipment malfunction, human error and process variation can combine to cause a system breakdowns or a quality issues. Means the fault tree analysis will identify all the possible combination which can lead to the fault or failure of the system. That is why FTA analysis is very much important.